we're gonna do things a little bit differently, but actually a lot differently. So I've let go of the blog altogether, and we're gonna do vlogs. So along with the videos, the workouts, and getting it going, I'm just gonna be talking to you about some tips and tricks and things like that to help not only get in the lifestyle and be successful with this fitness lifestyle or this health lifestyle, but to transition back into it. So as we all know, pandemic happened, COVID is going on, and our it just went out the window. There's no need to explain. There's no need to, but this, but that. Like, it happened to all of us. It was completely and totally, utterly out of our control. We wasn't able to go out. Gyms got closed. It got a little difficult at the grocery store. So our eating habits changed. And then we just fell into, like, pizza and chips. Whoa, I did. Am I the only one? Nonetheless, I went from being about 95% vegetarian, where I only had a chicken, maybe like not even once a month, like once every couple of months, or if I happen to be going out and it was like a special occasion, to just like pizza, chicken wings, burgers, things like that, because that's what was accessible, and I started craving those things, and I really just, it all fell apart. As you can see, it just all fell apart. But we have an opportunity to get back on track, to make things right, to get back into our healthy lifestyle, to get back into our fitness lifestyle. And we're going to take it one step at a time. We're going to do it one day at a time. And slowly but surely, we're going to be back on track. We're going to be doing it. We're going to be feeling great. We're going to be looking great. People are going to be like, oh my gosh, what's going on with you? I mean, you're like, we're going to be glowing and smiling. And we're going to be so happy. Because let's be honest, I'm not happy like this. Like, it's hard to move around. Getting up the steps some days is very difficult. And I used to, not that I used to, I still like to take the steps. I'm not going out as often anymore. But when I do, like, even to the mailbox, I'm making a quick errand and take the steps. But some days coming back up with my bags, my arms hurt. I'm like, by the time I get to the door. So it's like, we have to make some changes. I can't live like this. I can't do it. And I know there are people that feel the same way. It's like, I want my old life back. I mean, besides the fact that we can't go out, I want the body that came with that lifestyle. So here we are, making the commitment once again to make the change, to do it one step at a time, one day at a time, one meal at a time, one workout at a time. And I'm here to help you. We're going to do it together, yeah, we're going to do it together. I was going to say that you're forced to do it with me, but you're not forced to do anything. I'm making the commitment to change, to get back on track, and you can make the commitment to change, to get back on track as well, and we can do it together, and we're going to be super successful with it. And to do that, I've decided to do vlogs. Like, podcasts became super easy and convenient. So it's like, yeah, on the commute, you could read a blog, but we're not commuting much anymore. So let's listen to something instead. And you could just listen to me give you all the tips and tricks with this vlog on how to get back in track, how to get on the path and road that we were once on, and then once we get there, how to kick it up several notches and be super successful at it. So in part one, I mean, I don't have parts to this, but whatever, in part one, we're going to talk about how to start to get in the practice of making the change back into our healthy lifestyle. So we're gonna do the transition part all over again, because we had picked up some bad habits that super sucked, and now we're gonna transition back into making things better, making things awesome, eating foods that are a little better for us. We're gonna take it one step at a time, one day at a time. So first, what we want to do, because we know that the food part or the meal portion of it is, not to say that it's tricky or it's difficult, but it can be. So, and that comes from just focusing on certain things. So what we want to do is we want to focus on what we can eat as opposed to what we can't eat. Because when you start thinking about what you can't do, then that's all that stays in your mind, and you're like, I want it, I want it, I want it. So instead of focusing on not being able to, like eat chips, like Lay's, or, onion rings or Funyuns or Flaming Hots, let's think about what we can do. So yeah, you can't have Flaming Hots and you can't have lightly salted or whatever. But what you can do is you can have sweet potato chips, which are super easy and really good for you. And all that takes is buying a sweet potato, slicing it up, putting it in the oven. And air fryers are super hot right now. Everybody has one. If you don't have one, I don't know, but everybody has an air fryer. Slice them bad boys up, put it in the air fryer, and bam, you got chips. Lightly salt them, bam, you got chips. So that's taken care of. You want to talk about not having fries, like, oh, I want fries, I want fries, I want fries. Okay, we can have sweet potato fries. Not to harp on sweet potatoes, but we can have sweet potato fries. They meet the same craving, but they're healthy for us. So instead of focusing on what you can't have, let's talk about what we can have. Even when it comes to like sweets. So there are, so you want cake, there are flourless cakes. You want brownies. I've actually myself personally made brownies with organic sugar and almond flour. They taste delicious. So there are other options and things that we can do, things that we can eat that allow us to still have what we want. Instead of focusing on this certain type of thing, we can focus on an alternative to it that tastes just as great. To be very honest with you, I actually love sweet potato fries over regular fries. Like, they're the best to me. But once you start to see what these options are, then you don't feel so restricted, because that's what happens. We get in our mind that we can't have all these things, and then we start to feel restricted, and that's how everything falls apart, because it's like, oh, I can't have this, I can't do what I want to do, so I don't want to do it no more. That's not what it is. There are other options out there, other ways to do things, and that's what we can do. Let's talk about getting active. So yeah, it's wonderful to go to the gym, put in a nice little workout, 20-30 minutes, but what are we doing outside of that? See, making the transition into this fitness lifestyle, into this healthy lifestyle, is not just about the time you put in at the gym, but it's the lifestyle change. So we need to get active outside of the gym. So, and that's super simple things. So that can mean parking a little farther in the parking lot. That means taking the stairs as opposed to taking the elevator. That means if you have kids, going to the park, playing in your backyard. These are things that get us active. Taking a walk around the block. Yeah, like some people don't think about it. I call things like that, like the Rocky Balboa workout, where we're using what we have right here, not buying anything extra, and powering and making moves and making changes. And taking a walk around the block is the same thing. Like, it's a great form of cardio. You're getting vitamin D, which is very good for you, and you're also getting some fresh air, which we all need because we're sitting up in the house so much more lately. But it helps, it makes changes, and it gets us going, and you're shredding those extra pounds that you didn't even realize. So it's like, now you taking the walk, taking the stairs, parking a little farther, and bam, that's the extra 3 pounds a week minimum. Like, super easy like that. So it's these little things that we can do that's gonna get us going and get us on track where we need to be. Let's also talk about looking for enjoyment in our workouts. So when you're doing things you don't want to do or that you don't find fun, it's like you do, that's it. If I got to do this 30-minute workout, we only doing a 30-minute workout. I'm not doing anything more. But once you find it fun and find things that you like, so if you doing cardio, you like a certain machine, you're not gonna mind going an extra couple of minutes doing that machine because you in a groove. So it's like, okay, I love doing the elliptical because it's kind of full body for me. When you have something you don't like, it's like, okay, I'm doing this 30-minute workout and that's it. But when I'm on the elliptical, I might hit the 30 minutes, but the song I like is playing. So I don't mind going them extra 2 minutes, and then maybe a song after that I like comes on. I don't mind going those extra 3 minutes to do it. And now I've added 5 minutes to my workout that didn't feel like anything because I'm actually enjoying what I'm doing. So when you find like a weight machine that you like, or you find one of these videos that you like, you don't mind adding a little more to it. So in my workout videos, I give you, 5-6 moves. We do them. I show you how to do them, show you the proper form. I give you the foundation, and then I say, go ahead, do it on your own. If you like that workout, you're going to do it on your own with no problem. But if you didn't like it, then it's going to be like, we did that and I'm moving on. It's the same thing for everything. Just like when you find a favorite food. When you find a favorite food, you don't mind eating it over and over again. Let's apply that same concept to making the transition back into this healthy living. Find something we like, not necessarily stick to it, but just take it to go a little further. Take it to do a little more. We can start adding our own spins and twists on it. And then it becomes really wonderful and we don't mind doing it on a regular basis. And now we got people joining in like, oh, how you looking so fun? Well, I was doing this and I was doing that. You're excited about it. Let's keep that excitement going. While we're doing all of this, doing, jumping, running, playing, having a good time, don't forget to rest. Rest is super, super important to all of this. Like, not even just making the transition back, but once we get going and we're on a path that's leading us to success, we have to remember to rest. Rest is so important. I mean, not only getting your proper sleep at night, but even during the day. So it's great to push yourself, but you don't want to push yourself to the point where your body starts to break down. Because as much as you're like, I can do it, when your body is done, your body is done. So it's either, something's going to break, or, you're going to start to feel super fatigued and you're like, oh my gosh, I feel so dehydrated and I feel this and I feel that. That's your body telling you, I need to rest. Like, we done reached our limit. We done reached our max. I need to rest. Pay attention to that. Get yourself some rest. Another thing, because we're doing these little tips. I'm helping you out, trying to get you back into the flow of things. While we're eating, we need to make sure that we're not eating because we're hungry, and we're not eating to get full. I know that sounds weird and I know that sounds wild, but when you're doing meals and thinking about eating, whether it's full meals or snacks, make sure to time them out good. So you want to start from your first meal to your last meal throughout the day, however it is you time it. So whether you're just eating, certain times a day, or you're doing intermittent fasting, or some type of plan or whatever, because we all have our own ways to do things. What you want to make sure that you're doing is not eating on an empty stomach. So there are some days where you have so much going on, you're like, oh my gosh, I am so hungry, I need to eat. Don't let that happen. Make sure to be eating maybe about 3 hours apart. So breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner. Make those different times or things you're eating about 3 hours apart. 2.5, 3 hours apart. Definitely do not go more than 4 hours without eating, because that's when you start to feel hungry. And what happens when you're hungry, you start to overeat because you're trying to fill this void that we could have avoided had we been paying attention and being cognizant of the last time we ate. Because what will happen is you'll eat breakfast, and then here comes lunchtime, and you're like, oh my gosh, why is my stomach going off like that? Why is my stomach talking to me? It's because you haven't eaten anything in between, and now this, but now, lunch that we have isn't cutting it, isn't satisfying. So we having lunch, the snack that we were supposed to have, and the snack that's coming up to fill up what's going on, and it's just not working. Then you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna drink this beverage, I'm gonna have soda instead of water, or juice instead of water, and now we got too much going on, and now we done ate till we full, and you're causing all type of things going on in there, because what's gonna happen is you're gonna start to get gas. Okay, don't act like it ain't happened to you before. You done ate so much, ate so fast, now you got gas, you're burping like nobody's business, and you don't know what's going on. And also, when you eat to get full, you're expanding your stomach, and that's where that pain comes from. Because you're like, oh my gosh, I ate all this food, but my stomach still hurts. That's the pain of your stomach expanding itself to hold all the food that you just put in, because it's not used to holding all that food in one sitting. Ha 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 ha. Your body's telling you, you gotta pay attention to it. Remember also to drink water throughout the day, because sometimes you'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry, but I just ate. That's because you're thirsty. You're not hungry, you're thirsty. Go get something to drink. Go get some water. Go get some water. You have to make sure to stay properly hydrated. That is so important. Our body is made up of so much water. We constantly need to replenish that, because you go to the bathroom and you're letting go of those fluids. So you got to put those fluids back in so your body functions properly. Come on. It's water. And please grow up talking about something. I don't like water. You sound very childish. Grow up. Be an adult. You want to be mad at me, go ahead and be mad at me. But you're saying it to other people and they're thinking it and they're judging you. So just stop saying it. Just stop. Let it go. Let it go. Make sure to keep things interesting. Okay, like I said, we find things that we like and we do them and we do them and we do them and we do them, and then it gets to a point where we're somehow not liking it anymore. Okay, don't do this 1 or 2 workouts to death. Find some other things to do. Not only do workouts, do videos, there's apps, there's classes. Keep it interesting. So this way we don't get bored of it, and not only bored of the workouts, but bored of the process. Because it is a process. It is a journey. We're making a transition into a different lifestyle. We're getting on a path of success, and we want to stay on that path. So what you want to do is make sure you keep it interesting. So like, Mondays you do something, Tuesdays you do something, Wednesdays you do something, Thursdays you do something, Friday may be your rest day, and then you pick it back up on Saturday and Sunday, or Saturday and then Sunday is your rest day. However you want to do it, keep it interesting. But we also want to create a routine, and that's what I mean. Monday and Wednesday we do cardio. Tuesday and Thursday, we do weights. Friday is leg day. You want to have a basic routine that you stick to, but add a lot of variety in there so it doesn't get stale, it doesn't get boring, and always mix it up. So, this may be the routine we're sticking with for the month, and then next month we do something different. Or you can alternate, months. So you have 2 basic routines that you work with, and, you do one on even months and the other on odd months, and you just work it out. But you want to have a basis and a foundation of a routine so it doesn't get too complicated. Because just like meal prepping, a lot of people do not like meal prepping because it can get complicated, but it doesn't have to be. But we'll talk about meal prepping somewhere, in another video, because meal prepping is actually very easy. It just requires planning, but the planning doesn't have to be hard. But again, we'll talk about that later. I want to also stress to pay attention, as another tip, pay attention to what your body is telling you. So, there's tons of superfoods out there and people go crazy about them, but that may not work for your body. Okay? So just because it's wonderful and great, it may not agree with your body. You don't necessarily have to break out in hives for you to realize, okay, this isn't for me, but pay attention to how it makes you feel. So it's like if you eat something and you feel a little off, that's not for you. If you eat something and maybe you got a headache after, that's not for you. Pay attention to what your body's telling you. So yes, we may want to go 5-6 days straight with working out, but day 7 you're dead to the world. Like, I've been there before where I've worked out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And I'm like, Sunday's going to be my rest day. And it's going to be wonderful. And I'm just going to putt around the house. But there were times where I literally, not from soreness, but just from fatigue, like I was so worn out. Because when you're working, 8 hours and then going to the gym, I was going to the gym and doing 2 cardio classes. So that's 2 hours of cardio. And then I may, run some errands after. So I'm getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, not getting home until about 9-ish. To do whatever I got to do around the house to prep for the next day. I'm not getting to bed till 11, maybe if I'm lucky, and then here we are back up at 6 o'clock doing it again. By the time Sunday hit, some days I couldn't get out of bed till 12, and that was only to go to the bathroom. And then I'm like, oh gosh, I got to make breakfast, and breakfast became eggs and toast because I was too tired to do anything else. So pay attention to your body. So once I realized maybe 2 weeks that was happening to me, on Sundays I couldn't do anything and I was completely dead to the world, I was like, okay, we got to change some things. So I, changed out the days I was working out. I was changing out the type of workouts I was doing. I was making sure not to extend myself to the point of dead to the world. So you have to pay attention to what your body is telling you. And last but not least, I want you to remember to be happy. Like this doesn't have to be so cumbersome. It doesn't have to be like such a weight. Like, remember that you deserve happiness. Remember that we're doing this because we want to better ourselves, because we're seeing something that just isn't working for us, and we want to make a change, and we're making a positive change in our lives. But above all, we want to create a change that brings happiness to us. So that's what I want you to remember. Remember that if something is becoming too difficult, or you feel like it's too difficult, just take a step back, reevaluate, and then make the necessary changes to put that smile back on your face. So I thank you for being here. I enjoyed talking with you. It was wonderful. We're going to do more of these little chit chats, but soak it all in and meet me back here in a little while. Bye.